afternoon again, everyone, on this Tuesday. Temperatures are still scorching out there, anywhere between 88 and 93, but that's what the real temperature is. How about what it feels like? Well, we're going to see a remarkable number here. Look at Deschler. It feels like 108 degrees up there. And elsewhere, we're generally seeing temperatures, it feels like numbers between the mid-90s and 105, 106. So an absolute scorcher out there. Make sure that if you do have to go outside today, that you spend very limited time there, have access to shade, have access to water, because this is very dangerous. We do have that extreme heat warning in effect until later on tonight. Now, the record high for today in terms of real temperature is actually a very old record. It goes all the way back 92 years to 1933, and that number is 95, and we're forecasting to match that this afternoon. So over the next several hours, we'll see if we do, in fact, reach that number. Now, satellite and radar for now does show that we are dry. There are a few clouds out there, though, and as we do zoom out, we will notice that there's more organized stuff off to our west across parts of northwestern Illinois, central Iowa, and all of this will generally be moving in our direction for the next day or so. And tomorrow afternoon, we expect widespread thunderstorms, but that does not mean that we are off the hook for today. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about that we just want to touch on briefly here is a few hours ago, Tropical Storm Andrea, the first storm of the Atlantic season, did form in the central Atlantic, but this is in the middle of absolutely nowhere out here, and it poses no threat to land as it just harmlessly spins. But for the afternoon today, we do expect temperatures in the mid to upper 90s, and we also have that chance of a little pop-up thunderstorm here or there in the evening hours tonight. And this could briefly produce some small hail, gusty wind, and stuff like that. So just keep an eye on the sky this afternoon, and don't be shocked if you do get a thunderstorm, but it doesn't look like anything too severe. Certainly nowhere near as significant as what we had last week. And then as we do continue through the overnight hours tonight, we will stay pretty mild with lows today dropping into the middle 70s or so. And then tomorrow morning, we start to get up into the mid to upper 80s again, but before we can reach the mid 90s, we stop warming up because showers and thunderstorms develop, and a few of these could be strong to severe tomorrow afternoon. Although, again, it doesn't look like a huge situation like what we had last week. It does indeed look like a marginal kind of thing, but don't be surprised if we do get a heavy wind gust or an area of large hail tomorrow. So the future feels like temperatures. The good news with these is that after this afternoon, if we just look to tomorrow, not nearly as bad as they should generally be staying in the middle 90s. So definitely better, not perfect, but a whole heck of a lot better than where we were Sunday through today. So today, the worst of the heat, 95 degrees your high, another scorching hot day. An isolated thunderstorm is possible in the afternoon. It doesn't look like anything terribly significant, though. And then tonight, we do drop things down to 75. Can't rule out an isolated thunderstorm in the overnight hours tonight, but certainly it will be a mild one. And then tomorrow, 89 your high with thunderstorms likely, and it will be ever so slightly cooler than it has been recently, which is certainly welcome news. Now, as we go to the extended forecast, you will notice remarkably uniform temperatures and conditions for the next 6 days, as we do expect scattered showers and thunderstorms all the way through next Monday, with highs right around 90 on all of the days. And then we finally do break the pattern Monday afternoon, leaving us with much more seasonable temperatures with a high in the low 80s by next Tuesday. But several hot and stormy days are ahead.